Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another exciting episode of GoSpeakly English Podcast. I'm Sophie, and I've been teaching English for 8 years now. And honestly, today's topic is one of my absolute favorites.
And I'm Daniel. Hey, everyone. Great to have you here with us today. You know what? Sophie is right. Today, we're diving into something that I think confuses so many learners.
Oh, absolutely. So here's the thing. We're talking about the word have today. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're probably like, Sophie, Daniel, we already know have. It's so simple, right?
Exactly. That's what most people think. But here's a fun challenge for all of you listening right now. Can you tell me 5 different ways to use have without talking about possession? Just 5.
Yeah, if you can do that right now without pausing this podcast, you're already ahead of most English learners. But if you're sitting there thinking, wait, what? Then you're exactly where you need to be.
And that's perfectly okay, because by the end of this episode, you'll not only know 5 ways, you'll know way more than that, and you'll sound so natural using them.
So stick with us, because this is going to be good, really good. And hey, before we jump in, if you're new to GoSpeakly English Podcast, welcome to our family. We upload fresh, practical English lessons every single day.
That's right. Every day we bring you something new, something useful. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you never miss an episode. Trust me, you don't want to miss what we have coming up.
All right, so let's talk about have today. Now, Daniel, when I say the word have to most beginners, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Oh, that's easy. They think about ownership, right? Like, I have a car, I have a phone, I have a house.
Exactly. And that's not wrong at all. That's actually the most basic use of have. But here's the problem. If you only use have for possession, you're missing out on so much.
Yeah, it's like, imagine you have this super powerful tool, but you're only using 10% of it. You know what I mean?
Yes, perfect analogy. So today, we're going to unlock the other 90%. We're going to show you how native speakers actually use have in everyday conversations. And trust me, once you learn this, your English is going to sound so much more fluent and natural.
And we're breaking this down into 2 parts to make it super easy for you. Part 1 is going to cover some really common uses that you'll hear every single day. And part 2 is where things get interesting.
Oh yeah, part 2 is where we go deeper, and we'll give you some phrases that will make you sound like you've been speaking English your whole life.
So, are you ready? Let's do this.
All right, part 1. So Daniel, let's start with something that beginners hear all the time, but might not fully understand. What about using have for experiences?
Oh yes, this is huge. So instead of just saying, I have a book or I have a pen, we use have to talk about experiences we've gone through in life.
Right. So for example, if I say, I have been to Paris, what am I really saying?
You're saying that at some point in your life, you experienced Paris. You went there, you saw it, you lived that moment.
Exactly. It's not about possession at all. It's about the experience. And this is so common in English. Like, have you ever been to Japan? Or, I've never had sushi before.
Ooh, sushi. Now I'm hungry. But yeah, that's a perfect example. When you say, I've never had sushi, you're not talking about owning sushi, right? You're talking about the experience of eating it.
Yes. And this is where learners start to see, oh, wow, have is way more flexible than I thought. So here's a little practice for you guys listening. Think about something you've experienced in your life. Maybe a place you visited, or a food you tried, or even a movie you watched.
Yeah, and try making a sentence with have, like, I have seen the Eiffel Tower, or I have tried Thai food, or I have watched that new movie everyone's talking about.
Perfect examples. And notice how natural that sounds? You're not saying, I experienced the Eiffel Tower. That sounds weird, right? You just say, I have seen, and everyone understands.
Exactly. Now, Sophie, what about using have for actions, like have breakfast or have a meeting?
Oh, this is so important. This is probably one of the most common ways native speakers use have every single day. So instead of saying, I eat breakfast or I do a meeting, we say, I have breakfast and I have a meeting.
And this confused me so much when I was learning English more deeply, because it doesn't make logical sense at first. Like, how can you have breakfast? You're eating it.
I know, right? But that's just how English works. We use have with so many daily activities, like have lunch, have dinner, have a snack, have a drink, have coffee, have tea,
Have a shower, have a bath,
have a conversation, have a chat, have a discussion.
have a party, have fun, have a good time.
Yes! See how many there are? And these are things you'll use literally every day. So let me give you a real-life example. Yesterday morning, I woke up, I had breakfast around 8, then I had a quick shower, and then I had a meeting with my students at 9:30.
Perfect. That sounds so natural. Now, imagine if you said, I ate breakfast, I took a shower, I did a meeting. It's not wrong, but it just doesn't sound as smooth?
Exactly. When you use have for these activities, you sound more like a native speaker. It's just the way we talk. And here's a little secret. Once you start using have like this, people will think your English is way better than it actually is.
That's true. It's like a little shortcut to sounding fluent. So, listeners, here's your homework after this episode. Start replacing some of your verbs with have. Instead of saying, I eat lunch, say, I have lunch. Instead of saying, let's do a party, say, let's have a party.
Yes, practice makes perfect. Now, let's move on to another really cool use of have. And this one is about obligations and necessities.
Oh, you mean like have to?
Exactly. Have to is something you'll hear in English constantly, like, I have to go to work, or I have to study for my exam, or I have to call my mom.
Right, and this is different from must, even though they're similar. When you say, I have to do something, it means there's an obligation, there's a necessity. You don't really have a choice.
Yes, like, I have to pay my bills. I have to wake up early tomorrow. I have to finish this project. It's not really optional?
And the cool thing is, you can use this in questions too. Like, do you have to work today? Or does she have to come to the meeting?
Exactly. And in the negative form, we say don't have to, which means something is not necessary. Like, you don't have to bring anything to the party, we have everything.
Oh, that's a good point. So, don't have to means it's optional. But if you say must not, that's different. That means it's forbidden.
Yes, good distinction. So, you don't have to come early means it's okay if you come late. It's your choice. But you must not come late means don't be late. It's not allowed.
Haha, yeah, big difference there. So listeners, pay attention to these little details because they can completely change the meaning of what you're saying.
Absolutely. Now, here's another use of have that's super practical, using have with illnesses and pains.
Oh yeah, like when you're not feeling well. So instead of saying, I am sick all the time, we often say, I have a cold, or I have a headache, or I have the flu.
Right, and this is so natural in English. If someone asks you, are you okay? You don't look well. You might say, yeah, I have a terrible headache, or I think I have a fever.
Or I have a sore throat, or I have back pain, or even I have allergies.
Exactly. And notice we're using have to describe a temporary condition, not a permanent one. It's something you're experiencing right now, but it will hopefully go away soon.
Hopefully, nobody wants to have a headache forever. But yeah, this is really common. And you can use it in the past too, like I had a cold last week, but I'm better now.
Perfect. Okay, so we've covered experiences, daily activities, obligations, and illnesses. But there's one more big category I want to talk about in part 1, and that's using have with got.
Oh, have got. This is interesting because a lot of learners get confused about when to use have and when to use have got.
Yeah, so here's the simple explanation. In British English especially, people love to say have got instead of just have when talking about possession or states. So instead of I have a car, they might say I've got a car.
And it means exactly the same thing. It's just a stylistic choice. Like, I've got 3 brothers instead of I have 3 brothers. Both are correct.
Right. And in American English, we do use have got to, but maybe not as frequently. But here's the thing. When you use got in this way, it makes you sound more casual and conversational.
Yeah, like if someone asks you, do you have any plans tonight? You might answer, yeah, I've got dinner with some friends.
Exactly. It sounds natural and relaxed. But remember, you only use got in the present tense for this. You can't say, I had got a car yesterday. That doesn't work.
Right. In the past, you just say, I had. And in questions, you can say, have you got a pen? Or do you have a pen? Both work.
Perfect. All right, so that wraps up part 1. We've covered so much already, and I hope you're starting to see just how versatile the word have really is.
Yeah, it's not just about ownership. It's about experiences, activities, obligations, health, and so much more.
And we're just getting started because in part 2, we're going to take this to the next level. We're going to show you some phrases and expressions with have that will make you sound incredibly fluent.
Ooh, I'm excited for part 2. But before we get there, let's take a quick moment. If you're enjoying this episode, do us a huge favor. Leave a like, drop a comment telling us where you're listening from, and share this with a friend who's learning English.
Yes, sharing is caring. And remember, we're here every single day with new lessons, so subscribe if you haven't already. All right, ready for part 2?
Let's go.
Welcome to part 2. Okay, so if you made it this far, congratulations. You're serious about improving your English, and that's amazing.
Yeah, and now we're going to dive into some really cool phrases that native speakers use all the time. These are the kind of expressions that make you sound fluent and natural.
Exactly. So let's start with one of my favorites. Have a word with someone. Daniel, what does this mean?
Oh, this is a polite way of saying you want to talk to someone, usually about something important or a bit serious. Like, can I have a word with you? Means, can we talk privately for a moment?
Yes, and it's not aggressive or rude, it's just formal enough to show that you need to discuss something. Like if your boss says, "Can I have a word with you after the meeting?" You know it's going to be a serious conversation.
Right. It could be good or bad. You don't know yet, but it's definitely something important. And you can also say, have a word with someone about something. Like, I need to have a word with him about his behavior.
Exactly. It's a very useful phrase. Now here's another one. Have a go. This is super British, but it's so fun to use.
Oh yeah, have a go means to try something, to attempt it. Like if someone offers you a new game, you might say, sure, I'll have a go.
Yes. Or if you see someone struggling with something, you could say, let me have a go. Maybe I can do it. It's like saying, let me try.
And there's also give it a go, which is the same thing. Like, I've never cooked Italian food before, but I'll give it a go.
Love it. Okay, next one. Have a blast. This is all about having an amazing time, having so much fun.
Yeah, like if you're going to a party and someone says, have a blast, they're wishing you a great time. Or you can say, we had a blast at the concert last night.
Exactly. It's more exciting than just saying, I have fun. When you say, I had a blast, it means you had an incredible, unforgettable time.
And speaking of fun, what about have a laugh? That's another good one.
Oh, yes. Have a laugh means to enjoy yourself, to joke around, to have a good time with humor. Like, we were just having a laugh. Don't take it so seriously.
Right. Or you could say, come to the pub with us. We'll have a laugh. It's about enjoying each other's company in a lighthearted way.
Love it. Okay, here's a really practical one. Have a look. This is used constantly in everyday English.
Yeah, have a look just means to look at something, to check it out. Like, can you have a look at this email and tell me if it's okay?
Or have a look at this picture. Isn't it beautiful? It's so natural and casual. And you can also say, take a look, which means the same thing.
Exactly. Now, here's one that's really common in British English. Have a think. It means to think about something carefully.
Yes, like if someone asks you a difficult question, you might say, let me have a think about it and I'll get back to you. It's like saying, let me consider it.
And it sounds so polite and thoughtful, you know? It's not just, I'll think about it, it's, I'll have a think, which feels more deliberate.
Absolutely. Okay, here's another one that's super useful. Have a feeling. This is about intuition, about sensing something.
Right, like, I have a feeling it's going to rain today, or I have a feeling this is going to be a great year.
Yes, it's not based on facts, it's based on your gut instinct. And you can also say, I have a bad feeling about this, which means you sense something might go wrong.
Ooh, that sounds like something from a movie. But yeah, it's very common. And what about have second thoughts? That's a good one too.
Oh, yes. Have second thoughts means you're starting to doubt a decision you made. Like, I was going to quit my job, but now I'm having second thoughts.
Right, it's like you're reconsidering, you're not so sure anymore. It's a really natural way to express doubt.
Exactly. Now let's talk about some expressions with have that are about time, like have time or have a minute.
Yeah, these are so useful. Like if you want to ask someone if they're free, you say, do you have time to talk? Or do you have a minute?
Right. And if you're busy, you might say, sorry, I don't have time right now, or I don't have a minute to spare.
And there's also have the time of your life, which means to have an absolutely incredible experience. Like I went to Bali last summer and I had the time of my life.
Ooh, that sounds amazing. Yeah, the time of your life means the best experience ever. It's even better than having a blast.
Definitely. Okay, here's one that's really important for learners. Have trouble or have difficulty.
Yes, this is how we talk about challenges or problems, like, I'm having trouble understanding this grammar, or she's having difficulty sleeping.
Right, and you can also say have a hard time, which means the same thing. Like, I'm having a hard time making friends in this new city.
Exactly. And notice we use the continuous form here. I'm having trouble, not I have trouble. That makes it about right now, this moment.
Good point. Okay, what about expressions like have a say or have a voice?
Oh, these are about having influence or being able to express your opinion. Like, everyone should have a say in this decision, means everyone should be allowed to give their opinion.
Right, and have a voice is similar. It's about being heard, being able to speak up. Like, it's important that young people have a voice in politics.
Absolutely. These are great for more formal or serious conversations. Now, here's a fun one. Have a sweet tooth.
This means you really love sweet things like candy and desserts. Like, I have a sweet tooth. I can't resist chocolate.
Yes, and this is such a natural expression. You'll hear it all the time. Oh, and there's also have a green thumb, which means you're good at gardening.
Right. Like, my mom has a green thumb. She can grow anything. These kind of expressions are called idioms, and they make your English sound so much more natural.
Exactly. And here's another really common one. Have your hands full. This means you're very busy. You have a lot to deal with.
Yeah, like if someone has 3 young kids, you might say, wow, you must have your hands full. It's about being overwhelmed with tasks or responsibilities.
Perfect. Okay, let's talk about a few more before we wrap up. What about have a point?
Oh, this is great. Have a point means what you're saying is valid. It makes sense. Like if someone makes a good argument, you might say, you know what? You have a point there.
Yes, it's like admitting that someone is right or that their idea is worth considering. Like, he has a point. Maybe we should reconsider our plan.
Exactly. And here's one more I want to mention. Have it in you. This is about having the ability or courage to do something.
Oh, yes. Like, I didn't think she had it in her to speak in front of 1,000 people, but she did amazing.
Right. It's about discovering hidden strength or talent. Like, do you think you have it in you to run a marathon?
I love that one. Okay, so we've covered so many expressions today, from have a word to have a blast to have it in you. There's just so much you can do with this one simple word.
And the best part is, once you start using these expressions, they become natural. You don't have to think about them anymore. They just flow.
Exactly. So here's my challenge for you. Pick 3 expressions from today's episode that you really like and try to use them this week in your conversations or even in your writing.
Yeah, practice is the only way to make these stick. And remember, you don't have to use all of them at once. Just start with a few and gradually add more to your vocabulary.
Perfect advice. All right, everyone, that brings us to the end of today's episode. I hope you learned something new, and more importantly, I hope you feel more confident using have in all its different forms.
And remember, have is not just about possession. It's about experiences, activities, obligations, feelings, and so much more. It's one of the most versatile words in English.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for listening to GoSpeakly English Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button, leave us a comment, and share it with your friends who are learning English.
And don't forget, we're here every single day with fresh new content to help you improve your English. So subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode.
All right, until next time, keep practicing, keep learning, and most importantly,
Keep speaking English.
bye everyone.
See you tomorrow.